to look beyond their struggles and aim to be successful later in life, not only as educated elites of Wawarria, but as upstanding citizens of this country.
Ino bigo simi sontlo man na meri. Ino bigo simi no gat sabe man meri inside lo country. Em negin gupla man na gupla meri. So challenge no milo yupla yangla. Time you school sim gupla sabe. Em lo kama gupla man na gupla meri can send sim place to you na bring gupla siram come inside lo place to you.
For many people living with autism, going to a concert or the theatre is a no-go. Bright lights can be confronting, loud noises and quick temperature changes. Now a project led by autistic people is running inclusive events and training staff at some of the country's biggest cultural hubs.
As a family, being together is our favourite thing. We built a lot of Lego in this house.
Coffee.
We love board games. Okay, we did it. We did it. There's a bit of baking that goes on in this house, but the big obsession is the dog. We love our dog. You can do it.
The Lobsies house is a hub of activity.
No! When we're home and it's just us, that's the happy place where the biggest thing is we can be ourselves.
Everyone in this family is autistic and highly sensitive to the stimulus around them. Mum Madeline says leaving the house has always been a struggle. Not because the family doesn't want to, but because the world doesn't cater for their sensory needs. Anywhere with a crowd can be a challenge, including the supermarket.
If you think about all the different music that's playing in the background and then all the voices that are going and then all the beeping of machinery, tins hitting cupboards, often it's fluorescent light and very bright. You can go through lots of temperatures. You know that experience where you walk past the freezers and it's cold? My heart rate's really high. I start getting like lots of tension in my body. I'll often get headaches really fast too because the light will impact me so much. When you know yourself as someone who's intelligent and then you're confused by what seems like the most basic thing, that's really frustrating.
And I nearly left twice at shows.
Madeline's been a director and actor for decades and knows what it's like when venues don't cater for autistic people. To change that, she's working with the A-List Hub, an organisation creating events at some of Australia's biggest cultural institutions and training staff in how to support the community.
There are many venues that do things like relaxed performances and quiet hours. How do we go to the next evolution where that's just standard practice and my family doesn't have to go at a certain time on a certain day to be able to experience the arts?
It is a complete myth that autistic people like myself are not social beings. We just socialise in a way that is different to what you would expect.
Artist Beck Street has been working as a consultant on the project. Today, she's at a sensory-friendly dance workshop in Sydney. The size of the class has been reduced and a number of other adjustments have been made.
So we've set it up so that it's nice and dim in here. We've turned all the lights off actually.
Beck says making spaces autism-friendly isn't just about restrictions. It's also about creating what she calls sensory joy.
We have lots of opportunities in these spaces to play and experiment with different materials. There's just so much joy to be found in the senses.
Those behind the project know change won't happen overnight, but they're confident their work will put the arts sector on a path to inclusion, one venue at a time.
With the federal election so far documented by competing cost of living and energy policies, frontline workers are concerned the rise of violence against women is being left behind. One woman is killed every 9 days on average in Australia, with calls for funding to be fast-tracked to help those escaping violence.
Kiara Collins's first experience of violence was as a young child in her family home.
Having to patch up holes in the walls so people didn't see them when they came over, that's probably not normal.
She now helps other women escape violence.
How are we still fighting this? Like, when will we have the right to walk safely without fear?
One woman is killed every 9 days on average in Australia by a current or former partner. A series of deaths last year prompted nationwide rallies and calls for change.
This is indeed a national crisis.
It is completely unacceptable.
A year on, as Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton hit the campaign trail, advocates are demanding it be declared a national emergency.
If you're a young person escaping a violent home without a protective parent, you have no door to enter in the family violence system.
So what's being done about it? Last year, National Cabinet agreed to spend more than $4 billion on ramping up frontline services for people leaving family and domestic violence, boosting legal aid services and interventions for high-risk offenders. Community legal centres say the extra money is still not meeting demand.
The women's legal services across the country are turning away at least 1,000 women per week.
It's very difficult to do the bigger pieces of work around prevention, healing and recovery when the entire system is in crisis mode.
Demand for homelessness services is skyrocketing, making it harder for women to escape violence.
The housing crisis makes it much tougher for people when they're leaving a situation of violence.
With thousands again joining recent rallies, those on the front line are watching to see what politicians offer before voters go to the polls on May the 3rd.
And finally in sports, the Lay Academy's under-15 male, under-17 male and under-18 open female teams are determined to make a strong impression this year, aiming to replicate the success of their under-19 Academy boys who claimed the inaugural 2024 PNG NRL bid tournament major title. Head coach Dennis Miel is confident in this year's squad, highlighting the emerging talent that has been nurtured and developed to compete against the best academies from other regions. He said the team's commitment, hard work and discipline displayed over the past 5 weeks, stating they are now ready to showcase their skills and energy on the field. And that ends the Midday News. Do join us at 6 tonight for the main bulletin.
I'm a doctor, Dr. Annalyn Santos, the youngest neurosurgeon in the entire Philippines. But the journey towards achieving my biggest dream wasn't easy at all.
We will never ever forget you.